Back in 2006, the president comes to you and basically says, look, I think I'm going to give this a shot in terms of running, but he needed your help in convincing two really important people.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Yeah, well, you know, our family is just a normal family, right? So if this could have been him talking about another job where he had to move away or something, but, you know, he said, I think I'm gonna do this thing. And the way he said it, I thought he was like gonna buy a car or something. And I was like, do what thing? He's like, run for the president. I was like, great, that's exciting. And he had this look on his face and he's like, I don't think your mom and your sister are gonna go for it. I'm like, what? They'll go for it. And he's like, nah, I need you to talk to them. And he was not kidding. You know, he really thought that they would say no, which they probably would have. If the choice was up to them. And so basically all I did, it sounds a lot bigger than it actually is, but I just used my sister's own argument on her. When I was deciding to leave investment banking and go into coaching, she was like, you have to do it. It's what you love. You'll be good at it. You're passionate. Don't worry about the money. So I started the discussion with that story. And I told her, you remember when you told me about leaving investment banking and going into coaching and how it was important and healthy to do what you love doing? I said, you got to remember that with Barack, that, you know, the whole time we've known him, he said he's going to be a politician. And she said, yeah, but this is different. It's going to be too much on the family. And I said, well, that's true, but you can't penalize him for being really good at what he does. And that was sort of the start of the discussion. And my mom was a little bit easier to convince because the argument I used on her was, you remember when I was younger, when we were younger, you always told us to keep stepping outside of the box and taking the next challenge, and you can't hold him back from this. This is the ultimate challenge. And my mom knew what I was doing. I always use my parents' arguments on them now that I've gotten older. And she was like, well, what about the girls? And I was like, well, that's perfect opportunity. You could spend a lot more time with the girls if you went out there with them. And so to make a long story short, he ended up running. I think he probably would have done it anyway. It just would have been. It would have been hard. It would have been hard if my sister wasn't on board, because she's such a good asset and good. She did such a good job campaigning, and it was fun watching both of them out there.